Hello students, welcome back again. In the previous lecture, we have studied what are the different types of data sets, which we have studied under chapter 1. So now in this video lecture, we are going to study what are data objects and what are attribute types. So let's get started. Okay, if you remember, in our previous presentation, we had studied about the different data sets, which was record data set, graph and network data set. Then we had the, you can say video data set. Okay, so these were some of the data sets which we've already studied in our previous lecture. That was ordered data set, unordered data set. Now we will be seeing what are data objects and what are attribute types. Now you all know what is a data object. You have already studied this concept in your programming language. So you know data object is nothing but it represents an entity. Okay, you know now entity has state, it has behavior and it has identity. These were some technical terms which you have already studied in your you can say in a programming subject. So similar term is used in terms of this data warehousing and data mining as well. Okay, so data object will be nothing but it will be representing an entity. An entity can be said to be a class, which is one of the programming concepts, right? For example, if you are using a sales database, as it is mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation, then customer is an entity, then store items are entity, then sales made is an entity, right? So you know that entity, it has a state, it has behavior, and it has identity. So similar perspective is also being used in terms of data objects. So data object could be any object. A student could be a data object, it could be anything. It could be a professor, it could be a course, it could be scholarship, it could be administration. In terms of medical terms, it could be doctors, patients, treatment. So these are some examples of entity. Now you also know that entities are also said to be sample of a part of database. They may be some examples, they may be instance of a class, or they could be some data objects or data points, or they could be tuples. But normally, data objects are being described properly by means of attribute. So how it is being done? For example, if you are considering student, student is an entity. It is also said to be a class in your programming languages. So for example, if you say student ID is attribute of the data object student. Student name is also one attribute. Student address is also one attribute. So student roll number. So these are nothing but the attributes. So every data object is going to have data attributes. Now how is this representation done? Now already we have seen in record, right? The rows are being represented are said to be like tuples in case of relational records, right? And columns are said to be attributes. Similarly, in case of data objects, the rows are nothing but the actual data object and columns are nothing but attribute of that data object. So this representation we will be following in our subject. Now, what are these attributes? Now, what is attribute? Attribute is nothing but it, you can say it is a categorical or a qualitative field. It is also said as dimensions in terms of data warehousing. It is said to be features or they are said to be some variables. Okay. So what they are going to do? They are going to represent a particular characteristics feature of that data object. Is for example, if I am saying if it is for example my dimension is said to be student name, so name is what it is representing the name. What is the particular name of the student? So that characteristic could be split up as first name and last name, or it could be full name. It could be first name, father name, last name, right? So another example, you know, which is normally in your relational databases, you have customer ID, you have customer name, you have customer address, you have customer location. Now, what is address? It is specifying that where does that particular customer stay. So that is said to be the characteristics. Now, these were the basic attributes which you were knowing. Now, what are the different attributes which are being used in terms of data warehousing and data mining? So basically, there are four types of attributes. Okay. So if you see here, this is nominal attribute. Second is binary attribute. Then we have numeric or quantitative attribute. This quantitative attribute is further divided into interview scaled and ratio scaled attribute. So let us see first what is the nominal attribute. Okay, I'll just use the highlighter so that you'll understand properly. So first we are going to study what is a nominal attribute. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, so a nominal attribute. Now nominal, you understand what is the meaning of nominal. Nominal is nothing but name, nomenclature. Like if you remember in your biology subjects, you have studied phylum, automata, all those things. So that is a name given to something. Like for example, if I say gender, gender is having some name, right? So gender could be male or gender could be female. Similarly, there could be any marital status. Marital status could be in two parts. It could be either married, it could be unmarried, or it could be single, right? If you're talking about hair color could be black color, it could be blonde color, it could be brown color, it could be gray color, it could be white color. So nominal attribute is nothing but it specifies the nomenclature for a particular attribute. Now second is binary. Now you already know what is binary. Binary will give only two states. Either it will be 0 or either it will be 1. Means either your right outcome will be 0 or your outcome will be either 1. So basically you can say this as symmetric. Means what? Both are equally important. For example, gender can be either one, right? Then second is asymmetric attribute. Asymmetric means what? Both may not be equally important. Means you may get an in between result. Like for example, positive, if you consider test, okay, it could be either positive, it could be negative, or it could be nil, right? So these are some binary attribute. Binary, you just remember it is a nominal attribute with only two states. It could be either 0 or it could be either 1. Then the third is the ordinal. Ordinal, if understand from the term itself, that is order. It is going to give you some order. For example, if you see the rankings in the army or in the navy or the air force, we have colonel, lieutenant colonel, general, major. These are some ranking attributes. So basically, you can say ranking. For example, if you consider in case of your IT company, first you'll be doing as trainee, then you'll be going as a developer, then you'll be junior, then you'll be senior developer, then you'll be project manager, then you may be the leader, right? So this is some ordinal, it follows some order, right? So that is nothing but the ordinal attribute. Okay, now the next attribute is the quantitative attribute. Okay, so it will give you some integer or some real value attribute. Means for example, interval means what? It will specify some range. Like for example, if we have fever, when it is said to be normal fever, for example, it should be in the range of like 9 below 100 degrees Celsius. If it is above 100 degrees Celsius, then it is said to be fever, right? So interval scale is also one of the attribute measure. Okay, the next is the ratio scale. Now ratio scale, you just remember it has a 0 point. You have to remember this, it has a 0 point. It's a measurement may start from 0 and then it could go on interval. Like for example, if you are considering ratio of certain students based on particular age group, so you will make a ratio of maybe you're considering the ratio of students which are belonging to first standard, and you're again considering the ratio with terms of second standard. So what is their growth in their you can say habits, or in this case, so that type of ratio is said to be what? You're measuring some parameters or some quantity. Now this is more into detail you'll be seeing in your forthcoming chapters. So you can just remember, when you're considering a quantitative term, it could be either in interval or it could be either in ratio. Now the next two attributes which are important is discrete attribute. As you know, you understand the meaning of discrete is finite, which could be countable, and continuous means what? Which is not countable for you. Okay, so you can just remember discrete attribute is finite and it could be easily counted. Means for example, if you consider zip code, you can count. If you know a profession, you know some set of words. If you know some documents or some numbers which you can count. So these are nothing but discrete attributes. Discrete attributes are always represented by means of integer values, okay? But binary attributes are only represented in two forms, either 0 or 1. Now the second attribute is the continuous. Now as I said, these are the numbers which go on increasing with time. Your age, it will go on increasing with time. You can say, what you can see, your height may go on increasing with time, your weight may go on increasing with time. So these are some continuous attributes. Okay, so this cannot, you can measure them in some finite number of digits, but they keep on floating, right? They keep on changing, so they use floating point variables. So now in order to summarize what I've told you till now, we have seen the attribute types. Okay, I'll just go back. So we have seen, first we have seen nominal attribute. Second, we have seen binary attribute. Nominal is nomenclature. Binary is in terms of two states. Ordinal attribute will represent the order. Then quantity, integer or real valued based, will have interval and ratio. They both are numeric attributes. And lastly, we saw what is discrete attribute and what is continuous attribute. So I hope you are clear with this concepts of attribute. In our next lecture, we'll be seeing what is a statistical description of data. Thank you.